Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In line with the 2020 Cairo International Book Fair, an initiative under the name of 1000 Writers is launching many activities to encourage and support young writers in different literary and cultural fields. In order to know more about the initiative, we're very much delighted to have with us Mrs. Noura Mohamed Wafaay and also Mrs. Lucy Mohamed Wafaay, owners of a publishing house. Thank you very much, Noura and Lucy, for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on Nile Cruise. Noura and Lucy are owners of a publishing house that has been present for the best of part of 40 years now in the Cairo International Book Fair. Noura, allow me to start with you. So I know it's very early on here in this year's fair, but what's the feel you get? What about what's different? What's new regarding this year's edition?
Well, it is still early, but I've noticed that this year it's only the first day, but there are so many people here. The crowds are here. They're even coming in with suitcases because they're very excited to see what's new and to fill up their suitcases with books that they can't usually find everywhere else, because I think, there's a lack of bookshops where they can find books, so they're very excited every year to come to the book fair and see what's new, because even when we went just to one hall, there are so many new publishers out there and so many new books, so there is really a thirst for reading, and the love for reading is still here and it's still present in Egypt.
Wonderful.
Yes. Lucy, would you tell us about the 1000 Writers Initiative?
Well, we are supporters of the 1000 Writers Initiative. We're supporters. Nora can tell you more about this because we support it, and she's the one that's in charge of this.
Yes.
The thing is, we like to support initiatives that support literacy and the culture of reading. So when we heard about this initiative, and we were really excited because it's really in line with what we do. So we sought out Mr. Mahmoud Haggag, who is the founder of the 1000 Writer Initiative, and we asked him, to tell us more about it, to explain more about it, because we really wanted to be involved. And their mission and their goals are very in line with ours, which is cultural development and investing in the youth and promoting literacy, because not only is it the literacy that we are going for, it's also soft power. Like, we want to connect with other cultures so that when we have more books that we can translate them and have the rest of the world see what we are actually about.
Yes. Now, Lucy, I want to ask you about the challenges facing your industry, the publishing industry, a chronology, if you will, in the past years. And I don't know if your house has gotten into ebooks and so on, so you talk to me about it.
Well, we have been thinking about going into ebooks, but until now we don't have the need. The percentage of people that are reading ebooks, especially in the Arab world, it's not a lot, so we don't face the problems of not finding ebooks. But the internet is very vast, so we do find our books being copied, being put on the internet without our knowledge, and we have to go and track them down and figure out who's doing this so we can stop it, because we put so much effort into doing our books, and then we find them printed and copied online. So this is the biggest problem we face during that. Yeah.
Noura, I want to go back to the initiative and know from you about the activities of the initiative of the 1000 Writers Initiative.
Well, the initiatives mainly, the main thing that they're trying to do is to get as many writers as possible, and good quality writers, because these are gems that are hard to find, because what they've noticed is that there are only a few writers that keep coming up all the time and writing books, and they're taking space from other writers that are out there and want to have that chance. So us as publishers and supporters of this initiative, we want to be able to find these writers and authors and give them that chance to shine, so that we have more opportunity and more space to give other people a chance to write and shine.
What type of books do you focus on in your publishing house, Lucy?
We mainly did academic books, and we distribute them all over the Arab world. We translate the best academic books from English to Arabic. And but now, for the past few years, we started children's book department because we found that there's a lack of children's books, good quality children's books. So we decided to take that and make a campaign also that helps children read. It's I can't say. What we did was we took the best, handpicked the best quality books, and we made it in a catalog, and we distributed it across schools so that the youth and the young people, the readers of our generation, can start reading from a young age. So that's what we're doing now.
So, ladies, I understood from you that you have been participating in the Cairo International Book Fair for so many years. Now, what is new for you this year? What do you find new this year?
We've been participating since around 1982, and
not you and Lucy.
yeah,
The house.
Yes.
yeah. We've been participating since 1982, and like I said, there weren't that many publishers at the time, but we've noticed a growth of publishers, and especially in the field of novels. I found that there's a lot of novels out there, and a lot of people have they're really interested in it and curious to see more about that. So that's what we've noticed a change. And plus, of course, this new exhibition hall is incredible. I mean, really, it beats a lot of international book fairs that we've been to, with the number of publishers and how well it's organized. So we're really, really happy to be here.
So you are a witness, I guess, then to the quality of our novelists and the taste of our readers as well. So are you telling us that we have many talented writers, and that we still have a high taste for reading?
Definitely we do, and it's proven because of all these novels that are coming out and because of the vast publishers. It means that the readers are actually becoming more. But the thing is, we just need the writers to have an outlet. So that's why we're supporting also the 1,000 Writers Initiative, because we have so many talented people, and if we make workshops for them and we help them birth this idea, then we can have even more novels, and we can translate our Arabic books into English books and have more of that. And that's what our goal is.
I don't want to be too philosophical, but I mean, you guys are intellectuals. I mean, you're working in this industry, so there is a sense that there is a general agreement between Egyptians that, you know, cinema is not the way it used to be, art in general is not the way it used to be, singing, even football, with the exception of Mohamed Salah, of course. But so what writing? I want to ask you about novels and writing. How do you compare it to older novels and older writings?
I have to say that the quality of the novels were better back then. There was more background. The characters had more depth. That's the reality of it. What I find now, and what a lot of people are looking for, is completely different. What they're looking for are things in, you know, the colloquial, you know, the Ammé Arabic. Do you know what I mean?
Slang.
The slang. That's what they're looking for, and the depth of the characters aren't there. I mean, it's just more for fun, you know. There are only very few novels that I've noticed that actually get the Egyptian culture and the traditions, and this is what we want to expose to the rest of the world. That there's differences. I mean, Egypt is a huge country, and there is so much happening, and I would love to have the writers that can convey that to the rest of the world. Do you know what I mean?
So this is about writing. What about translation? Because translation is part of the literary movement. So how do you see the role of translation, the number of translated books in the past period?
We have a lot of translated books, and we still do have a lot of translated books, especially academic books. And what I was really hoping for through also this initiative, not just to find writers to write better novels, but also to find more academic books written by Egyptians or Arabs in general, because the Arabs started the first university in the world, and Egypt had the first proper hospital with wards and doctors, and we treated the ill for free, and we had that, you know. So, and algebra also Arabs, you know. So the thing is, I would like to go back to that. I would like to, instead of just translating books from the foreign, you know, the developed countries, I would like us to become that and to go back to what we were before.
That's a wonderful feeling, and I personally commend you on that. I want to go back to Lucy, and I understood that you focus on academic books. You mentioned this more than once, so I don't want to say that you probably don't have financial difficulties, but I want to ask you about the financial challenges, because in the past few years, I don't know, the prices of paper, of ink, of whatever, and there's been a lot of challenges facing your industry. So how are you overcoming these challenges? Is it easy? I mean, did you overcome it?
The reality of it is we're trying to overcome it. There are a lot of problems. The price of paper has increased. The price of the books increased. To make a book the same quality as it used to be, it's going to cost us so much more, and the people aren't willing to pay that much for the books anymore. So
except the academic ones.
And
probably, I'm just guessing.
The academic ones,
they have to pay for it.
They have to pay for it. They don't have a choice. But to create a book that is of a certain quality, people would rather buy a cheaper book. And this is the problems we face, because we try to make the best quality books. And this is the problem we do face. So we're trying to overcome it. We're still trying to figure it out. We've been dealing with different printers and finding the best printer with the best quality / price. So this has been a difficulty, and I can't tell you that we've overcome it, because we're still in the process.
I want to add also that a problem with that too is that when we create the book, a lot of the times, because we have to pay for copyrights, we have to pay, being good to the environment is very important for us, because as a publisher we use a lot of paper. So we use sustainably sourced paper, which is more expensive, and we use printers also that use lead-free ink. So that's also an issue for us specifically.
That's excellent.
Yeah. And the thing is, after we spend all that on the book, we end up having people pirate the book and sell it for half the price. And then we can't compete with our own book, you know, and that's another issue.
Perhaps this is one of the main challenges facing you.
The piracy is a huge issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before you just came, we were talking about digital transformation.
Right.
Do you think that this is another challenge for your industry?
The thing is, for academic books, people are more interested to have it as a book rather than an ebook, even though we found, like Lucy said, all our books online. But people still want to study. They want to make notes on the sides, and they want to, what we are doing is we're going to put questions and problems for them to solve on the online. But the book, we're still good with the, people are still looking for the hard copy, so it's...
Yeah.
So it's good.
So, Lucy, you said that you haven't overcome the challenges. So I guess, you know. So are you still gaining? Because I know this industry was gaining a lot, you know, a few years back. But is what happening cutting into your profits, or are you actually at some times making losses?
It's a good question, because we're not making a lot of profits, but we do this because we love it, and we're trying to bring it back again, and we're trying to make books that people want to have, and to have like a hard copy of. And yes, this is a challenge for us, but because it's a family-owned business and it's something that we've had for 40 years before I was born, we want to like have this and make it grow. And there are publishers around the world that are still growing, and they're still doing very well. So what we're doing now, why we opened the second section with the children's books, because children are not going to read online. They're going to have the hard copy. So this is a part of how we can make a profit, but then maybe lose somewhere else. But at the end of the day, we're still doing something good for the community.
What you're doing is great, but are you finding enough appetite? I'm not gonna talk about the children. The children will have an appetite if they are presented with the material. But do you find that the parents are helping here? I mean, generally speaking, are Egyptian parents willing to spend money, even if it's not a lot, to make their children read? I know it's a general question.
It's a general question, and it differs from person to person. But I feel like we have to start telling the parents and having campaigns to explain to them how important reading is for their education, for their awareness. So we need to. I feel like it's our obligation to explain to also parents how important reading is for your general knowledge and for you to gain as a person.
Just to gain the love of reading from a young age, it really makes a difference.
Okay. Going back to the 1,000 Writers Initiative, I want to know from you, what are the bases upon which you choose your writers?
Us, in general? Well, the thing is, we get a lot of books sent to us on a daily basis, and we have a team who actually reads the books, and we want to make sure that these books are actually something that is going to have a benefit for someone else. You know, whether it's literally, whether it's academic, whether it's a child's book, we want to make sure that we are giving back somehow to society and making sure that sometimes there are morals to the stories, and we want to make sure that the morals that we are passing on are things that match the morals and the beliefs that we have as a company.
Wonderful. Well, I guess on that note, we must thank here Lucy and Noura, Mohamed, Wafaay, owners of publishing house that's been for the better part of 4 years here in the Cairo International Book Fair. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. With us.
Thank you very much,
Good luck.
ladies. Thank you so much.
It was lovely being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. So much coming up right after a short break.